San Miguel Beermen reign supreme once again in the PBA Philippine Cup. After 3 years, yet their journey back to the top was anything but easy. And now joining us to go all out on this story is Marcio Lassiter. We're trying to get Chris Ross online. We're just having some technical difficulties, but for sure, I'm texting with him right now, Marcio. So Chris will probably be logging on in just a bit. Maybe you can also send him a text and tell him he's late. Congratulations and good morning. Thank you for being back on the show, Marcio.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Andre, for having me again.
You know, Marcio, I did mention just a few seconds ago that your journey back to the top of the PBA Philippine Cup was anything but easy. You know, people can say they're the number one team. They have a loaded lineup, so on and so forth. But just tell me, Marcio, how special is this particular PBA Philippine Cup title after going through everything that you've been through as a team and personally, you losing two of your good friends and members of the Death Five in Arwin and Alex, Terrence Romeo basically was injured the whole conference. Chris Ross had to go down with that knee injury. Vic Manuel was also recovering. You had a lot of things to go through, but tell me everything after winning the chip again in Game 7 Sunday.
Well, yeah, like you said, it was a road that we didn't expect. You know, this is something that was a lot different from the previous years. And like you said, you know, we just had to retool and rebuild and with a new lineup. And we knew it wasn't going to come right away. Mm-hmm. Just the expectations of a lot of people knowing that we got a really stacked lineup and everyone thinks it should come right away.
Yeah.
But in reality, that's not the case. It takes time. And luckily for us, we're finding our niche in this conference. Guys are going down left and right, but it also allowed a lot of the other players, especially the new guys, to come in and step up and play big roles for us. Mm-hmm. And we actually learned throughout the conference what it takes to win. And through those learning experiences, it helped us gain confidence. And from there, we used that momentum when everyone got healthy. We were able to just come out and play as one, as a strong unit. And we knew coming in, sharing the ball, playing the right way, it's going to happen. And that's kind of like we all put all the pieces together at this very last moment in the finals.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's bring in your brother and a part of the Death Five who's still with you. Chris Ross is also there. He is. See, Ross, good morning, man. I know we're having some technical difficulties, but important thing is you're there with Marcio. I know you guys, you know, I was talking to Marcio earlier off air, probably still hungover because of the past few days. And why not? You guys deserve to celebrate for as long as you want. I will ask you the same thing, C. Ross. I did tell Marcio this, that you have been through a lot. And you personally, my friend, upon losing your father as well, and with what you had to go through, you even pondered upon retiring at one point. We'll delve deeper on that. But what makes this particular Philippine Cup title special, Chris?
It kind of feels like winning like for the first time again, since from the first time we won, they kind of just came back to back to back. Like it was almost to the point where we couldn't enjoy one without winning another one already. But now, since it's been 3 years, a whole pandemic, and personally been going through a lot of things, it feels like we just won for the first time again. So it makes it that much more special.
Where does this rank? I'll ask both of you. Like, where does this rank compared to the Miracle and every Philippine Cup title that you've won? This particular one.
For me, I don't have kids. Marcio has a lot of kids, so you can ask him to like rank his kids. They're probably all the same.
Yeah.
So for me, championship is kind of the same thing. I can't really rank them. They're all super special. They're all they all have their own meaning to it, but this is definitely really special. For me personally, it's really special. It's really high up there. I think this is the first time. I think we had 6 new guys.
That's right.
Win championship first time, so that makes it a lot more special as well. But yeah, it's high up there on the list.
Well, Chris did mention Marcio. He doesn't have any kids, but you do. You have a lot. You have Monte Miles, Marcel Mello, and that baby girl that you welcome. Finally, a baby girl. Congratulations to you and Jer. So where does this rank? Is it like having that baby girl, that same feeling?
I mean, honestly, the emotions of this past weekend were crazy. Just giving birth and having another kid, baby girl at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like the icing on the cake right there, just to cap it off with a title. Like Chris said, you really can't rank each one, but all of them are special. But I like, for me, it's just seeing all the new guys that won, that feeling them, the joy that they have, the emotions that, the hard work they've been through, just to see them with all the love and everything they give to the game, just to see how proud they are. That's what you kind of like want to see. You want to see that in your fellow teammates and remembrance of how I used to feel when I won my first championship. So it's great. It's a great experience to see them go through that, and it's cool to be there with them in that same ride.
Well, let's revisit the finals, boys. You had to face the TNT Tropang Giga for the championship. And they're the defending champs. They won't just give it to you guys right away. That series even went into Game 7. See, Ross, what was it like facing a team that has so much talent and probably can pound for pound match with you guys? They have a talented backcourt with R.R. Pugoy. They have Mikey Williams, who can score anytime he wants. And then a resurgence from Jason Castro, who's like playing. He's back in college or just back in his Gilas days, just running past you guys from court to court.
To me, it's really fun. Like every ladder in a playoff run, it gets more difficult. So to me, the competition is what fuels me now. Like I've won championships, I've won awards, and now it's just the competition that gets me going. Like playing the best each and every night out, and it showed in the championship series that Talking Tex is a really good team. They won the all-Filipino championship last year, and it was just really fun competing against them. I wish they were healthy, fully healthy, and Coach Chot was there the whole time, but I mean, it's kind of the breaks of how basketball is. When we played them in the bubble last year in the semis, we weren't really healthy.
Yeah,
we had a lot of injured, so it kind of the stories kind of turned, the tables kind of turned for us, how it turned for them last year. But I mean, it was fun just competing, and like you said, those guys, Mikey, Jason, and Pugoy were a hand to try to battle against every night out.
Marcio, how about you? What are your thoughts about facing TNT in the finals?
Yeah, they're definitely a strong team. They come out with a lot of offensive power. They really run well, like by Coach Chot. It was unfortunate he wasn't there, as well as a few players that couldn't be healthy. But the way they play together, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. They're defending champs for a reason. They definitely earned their right to be in the finals, and it proved. It went to Game 7, and both teams were stacked, and it could have went either way. But at the same time, we were just coming out with more force, and our offense was clicking, and all our players were peaking at the right time. Chris was getting healthy; he was peaking. As well as other players. So this one is definitely another tough one. Playing against Talking Tex, they're always a very disciplined team. They always come out with defensive strategies. They mix things up. Each game is never the same. So that's a testament to their coaching staff.
Well, if you wanted to be back on top, you got to kick that team out of the top, and they are the defending champs, and you did just that. It wasn't easy, but you did it in 7 games. Chris, I keep on saying a lot of things has happened since SMB last won a title in the Philippine Cup 3 years ago, back in 2019. The management team broke up the Death Five. SMB sent Arwin Santos to Northport, Alex Cabagnot to Terra Firma. Back then, like people were saying, and I'm sure both of you were aware, like, could we be next? And there were talks like maybe Marcio would be next, C. Ross would be next on the trading block. Were you concerned, C. Ross, that at that point, that you would be traded from San Miguel?
Absolutely. I just know the nature of the business. Like just going back to the history of San Miguel, like they've traded whoever they wanted to trade it, and I'm not any different. So when we weren't winning, I just felt like maybe it would be my time soon. And me being the competitor I am, knowing that I have a lot left in the tank, even now, it fueled me. And I worked, like you can ask Marcio this. I worked really hard before this conference. I got my weight on, like I was in the gym more than anyone on the team, probably more than I've probably ever been in my career. And I really worked hard this conference, and unfortunately I went down with an injury. But like Marcio said, when the playoffs came, I was able to kind of get back into a groove and get healthy at the right time. And luckily won this championship and hopefully bought us another year or two on this team.
You did say, Chris, that you did consider retiring because like Junmar, you lost a parent, and it's never easy. And then I was talking to you yesterday. I just did lose my grandfather recently, who's like a father to me. And looking at your posts and seeing your mother in Texas visiting your dad's grave, how serious were you when you considered retirement? And is that still on the table now that you've won the Philippine Cup again? Do you still think about that, or let's run it back? Let's just keep on going. It's what my father would have wanted.
At this point, I'm ready. I'm ready to, like, I'm rolling now. I know my dad. I know the type of person my dad is, and what he would want me to be doing, and he would want me to be out here enjoying my life and doing what I love to do. So, I'm 100% committed to getting my body right, and competing until I can't compete anymore, and hopefully win a couple more championships along the way.
Marcio, when you see a brother fall down, Chris Ross, of course, went down with an injury early in the conference. Terrence was out. Vic Manuel was battling with injuries as well. Was there a point in time during this conference that you had some doubt? Like, okay, this was our chance to win the Philippine Cup, like be back on top. But was there a point in time where you doubted, I don't think we can do it again this year. Maybe let's do it next time when we're healthy and complete?
No, not at all. I mean, the guys we have are great. I mean, you never want to see any of your brothers go down with injury. That's number one. To see Chris get hurt early in the season, it hurt, because he's one of our leaders. He kind of runs the show for us at the point guard position. But we always had that slogan of next man up mentality. And when you have trust in all of your players that they can come in, compete, and play at a high level that we know we can, it just proves that, I trust them. I trusted all my teammates. As long as we have 5 players on the court, I'm going to trust the 5 that are on the court, So it was tough, though. It wasn't easy. We knew it was going to be a challenge. But we do have a lot of great leaders who are willing to step up and just kind of help the younger guys or the newer guys to put them in different roles. There was roles that, CJ's being a lot of playmaking, and his playmaking ability grew when he had the ball in his hands, and it showed a lot during this conference. So it kind of let a lot of people play extended roles, and that actually helped let them grow and learn through that. So it actually kind of helped in that sense. blessing in disguise, maybe.
Yeah, perfect. Like everything, like at that point in time when that happens, it's like, okay, but at the end of the day, now that you guys are champs again, it all made sense. And like what you said, it was like a blessing in disguise. Let's talk about Coach Leo Austria, because he's always the target of criticism. You guys know this from fans, especially when San Miguel falls short. All right? They say, okay, just get rid of Coach Leo because he has a powerful team, a loaded team, but sometimes you guys are underperforming. But why do you think Coach Leo is such a vital part of this particular SMB team? Chris?
To me, Coach Leo is the perfect coach for us because he allows us to be who we are as people and as players. He gives us free will to kind of play our game, and I can't tell you how many times he's told me personally, Chris, you run the show. Like, Chris, you run the show. You run the show. So that just gives me much confidence to do what I have to do and not have to be on the bench and call the plays that he wants me to call every single time down. He gives me free reign to kind of just do my thing and put my stamp on the game. And that's one thing he's really done. I tell everybody, like, he's changed so much in that the time he first got to us to now, and as far as like giving us freedom and allowing us to be pros, because we all know that Coach Leo came from he was a college coach, and to coach college players and to coach pros, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I feel like at the beginning he treated us as college kids, and now he's transformed into learning how to. He treats us like professional athletes and pros. So that's really been his biggest strength with us, is giving us the freedom and really putting in that trust in us to do the things we need to do to get the job done.
Well, boys, stay where you are. You can relax for a bit. Marcio, go run after your how many kids first. Let's take a quick break, gentlemen. Our conversation with Chris Ross and Marcio Lassiter of the San Miguel Beermen will continue after a really quick breather. For Next Sports Desk, only here on CNN Philippines, and our guests today, Chris Ross and Marcio Lassiter of the San Miguel Beermen, back on top of the PBA Philippine Cup. Now let's talk about the big man, big fella. And what was Mo Tautua calling him yesterday? Big Squid. Okay. Yep, that's right. Let's talk about the Kraken, Junmar Fajardo. And Junmar has had his share of struggles heading into this conference, to say the least. He dealt with injuries, the passing of his mother, and a lot has been said, like, can Junmar be the Junmar of old? And now he's still dominating. Marcio, what was it like to see Junmar re-emerge as the Kraken and, prove to everybody, I'm back. I may be a quiet, like a teddy bear and simple guy who goes to Cebu, because that's who he is, but still the most dominant, in my opinion, in the PBA.
Yeah, big fella Junmar, man. He's been through a lot. From the pandemic, I think that's when it started, his first injury. He had a really serious injury, and then that kind of took out, his game for a year. And coming back, that wasn't easy. As you can tell, it took him a while to adjust to his new body that he's trying to play with, lighter weight.
Yeah.
So he kind of had to just do a little fine tuning, just like he couldn't be too heavy and he couldn't be too mobile. So he had to find that right mixture. And when he did, he was able to come out and be this confident, playing the way he's playing back to this old way. So always losing anyone is going to be tough mentally. And that's something that, people don't understand, because it's hard to keep coming out every day and do what you're supposed to do. But, mentally, we're always trying to be there for him, give him support, and know that we're brothers. What you go through, we're here to help, and just he can lean on us teammates to know that, he's got family here too. So it was very proud just to see him, make it through where he's been, to be doubted if he was doubted, if he could do it. We all believe he can do it.
Yeah.
We've seen him practice every day.
Yeah.
And it's something that, I'm so happy that he's able to show and prove that he can definitely be one of the best.
How about him stepping back? Like, I saw you guys smile when he hit that step back three, because he's hitting threes now, fellas. It's like Junmar hitting threes and he hit that step back. What are your thoughts on that? And like expanding his arsenal from long range. Did you teach him? Do you teach him a thing or two about shooting threes in practice, Marcio?
Nah, man, that man, he's like a guard, honestly. He loves goofing around, dribbling a ball. He thinks he's a guard this whole time. So we always tell him, practice, just shoot it. Just shoot the three. You can do it. He has nice touch.
Yeah.
And he's actually been working on it. I guess when he got hurt, he couldn't really do any running, jumping. So he just decided to start shooting. And that's all it takes is just to feel comfortable. When I made that kick-out pass, I was like, I'm going to come off for this handoff. But when I saw him take that shot, I was like, oh, this is it. So it was pretty much like him, icing on the cake for him. It was beautiful to see.
And look at that snap of the wrist as well. It's like good form. What are you guys planning to give him? I want to ask this light question because I was speaking to Rodney Brundial. He gave Chewy, that little poodle, to Junmar, and he scored like 20 and grabbed 20 boards in Game 7. And then Vic Manuel is planning to give him pigeons. Mota Utua says yesterday he's going to shave his beard for Junmar. What are you guys going to give him, C. Ross?
I'm going to give him a big hug. That's all I got for him.
Just a big hug.
I'm gonna give him a big hug, and we're gonna win some more championships. He told me years ago that we need to win more than 10 championships.
Wow.
So we're coming up with 10, and so job's not done. So when it's all said and done, I'll get a nice little gift. But for right now, we're just gonna keep winning.
How about you, Marcio?
Hey, he could definitely come and babysit. He'll be a gentle giant. I got a newborn. He can come in and have a lot of fun. So come through, Junmar, and you can have some fun over here.
Since we're having fun, I was talking to a friend the other day, Game 7 actually, Sunday. And Chris, you know what he told me? He said, once Chris Ross starts hitting threes, it's always a sure win for SMB. And you didn't just hit 1 3, you hit 3 from beyond the arc. Care to comment on that, Chris? Like, just you lighting it up from outside. We know you're one of the most elite defenders in the PBA, but Chris Ross hitting 3 threes in a game. Come on.
Y'all act like it's something new, man. Like,
no, it's not something new. But
come on, man. Like people act surprised when I do it, but it's been happening over and over and over again. So I don't understand the surprise in it. You act like it's only been one time. It's been multiple times that I've done it, so I don't understand why people are surprised. Now, it's I've been doing this for a while.
You see how I just riled him up, Marcio? I just really did that on purpose. You take a look at that. Let's talk about the first-time champions. You mentioned you touched up on it earlier, Marcio. It's just nice to see these guys win their first PBA title. Mota Utua, Simon Enciso. Jericho Cruz winning his first Philippine Cup. CJ Perez, Vic Manuel even, after battling you guys when he was with Alaska. What is it like to just be with these guys and guide them along the way?
The journey is fun. It's something that you don't know what's going to happen. This whole journey of trying to bring new players together. And the only thing you can do is bank on your experiences that you had from before when we used to win. Those are the stories I can share, or the situations that we've been in, and just to kind of help, ease the confidence in them and bring that out in them. Mm-hmm. Those things it's hard. It's something that you can't just kind of show. You kind of got to teach it and explain it and hope that the way you explain it, they can understand it. And these guys are great. They're the group we have are great listeners. They also want to lead. Mm-hmm. They have confidence in their game, so that helps a lot. We don't have to say much. They're so confident they can just come out and hoop. And that's probably the number one thing we just say: just go out there and hoop, have fun.
Yeah.
You know, Chris says it all the time. Just play, just hoop, rely on your abilities, and play the right way, and good things are going to happen. So, well, it's always great to see them play and win this first one.
And you guys to be on the same page. You guys are just fun to watch. And up next is the Commissioner's Cup. In just about 2 weeks, you have a short period of rest here. Chris, how are you guys preparing? I know you just won a Philippine Cup title again, but preparing for the Commissioner's Cup. Do you have an import in tow? Last time you guys won, I remember Chris McCullough. Will he be the import again? Let's talk about the Commissioner's Cup, of course, because the challenge now, I've been challenging your teammates. The challenge, Chris, is a Grand Slam.
I've put in a petition right now to not play again till the playoffs. So until then, but I'm not playing again till the playoffs. My body is so beat down right now that I need some rest. So I'll be gearing up for the playoffs. Whenever that happens, that's when you'll see me again.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not going to tell me the import, Marcio? Maybe.
We have an import coming in? I don't even know what's going on right now.
Commissioner.
What's the plan?
Okay, you guys have no idea whatsoever what's going to... Okay, when you guys know who your import is, please just tell me. Congratulations again, Marcio, for your baby girl Saturday. Tell Jared that. Thank you for being here on the show. We're 1 minute, and then I don't have enough time. I wish we had a 1 hour with you guys, but thank you. Congratulations to both of you. See, Ross, let's keep in touch. Thank you for making my Lolo happy, winning the title. He's a big San Miguel fan. I did tell you that. Marcio, regards to your how many number of kids, but to all your kids and to your family. Take care. Stay safe, guys. See you in the Commissioner's Cup. That was Chris Ross and Marcio Lassiter of the San Miguel Beermen champs of the PBA Philippine Cup. Let's find out.